Step off the train all alone at dawn, back into the home where I was born. Sun in the sky never raised the night to me. The blood on the tracks suddenly must be mine.
Look at Mappin going three wide going into school.
And Mappin dance it. Oh, what a move! What a
Do you know what I mean? All my people right here, right now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. All my people right here, right now. Do you know what I mean?
puts himself in the history books. He is, without a doubt, the man of F1XL, but now he's a three-time F1XL champion. He's brilliant.
Careful what you believe, so open up your fists, no you won't receive the thoughts and the words of every man you'll need.
Good evening, everybody. We're here for the extra show right after the madness of Monaco. What an absolutely incredible set of events we had in F1, but in all of the leagues, I think was a nice, refreshing surprise through it all. And to help me go through it is Mr. Tazo, as usual.
Sup, bitches?
So, Mr. Tazo, you've got the list as usual. However, before we get to that list of who's where and what's what, I do quickly want to I don't want to, it's an early plug, I think is the best way to describe it. We are on a website called gridfinder.com. It is a website where you can find league races for various games, and we have got ourselves an approved status, so we're quite high up on the list, apparently. So that's always a nice one, and I will be saying it a bit later on as well. But Mr. Tazo, Monaco, before we get anywhere, Monaco is just one of those tracks, isn't it? It's
It's a fucking great track. Absolutely love it. It's the best track of the season.
It's not what you were telling me before the race on Sunday.
Shut up. It's a fantastic track. Anyone who doesn't like it, there's something wrong with you. Yeah, I've said it. I'm taking nothing back.
Crazy. But where are we going to start with today for F1XL?
You know what? Let's go traditional. Start off with F4. Most entertaining league of the weekend. Controversially, I'm saying it now. Yeah, it was mad. But we have, I would say, a good guest, but I'll be honest, I'm going to let all of you down now. The guy who's joining is got an echo.
That's because you're on loudspeaker.
For God's sake, stop being a lazy dick.
Oh, I've got to find my headset, hang on.
While he sorts that out, I'm going to continue talking and mute those two. So, F4 Monaco, I don't really know much about it. This is why we've got these two here. And it's still echoey. Oh my God. How do I mute him through this? Can I? There we go. Let me know when he sorts that out. Let me know when he sorts his mic out.
I can't hear my phone. I think he's... Oh, there we go. Yep, we're good.
Oh, that's better.
So I muted him, and he still talked. It still came through. Anyway, let's hit it down. Taz, I'll let you plough away with F4.
Yeah. Anyway, for everyone who is not aware of the dulcet tones that came into the chat and could hear mine back again, that is Fruit Loops 2020. The silent admin of the F1XL site. Would that be safe to say, Mark?
Just a little bit.
Under the radar until you start fucking talking. How are you
Exactly.
anyway? It's been ages.
I know. I'm not too bad yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I would
I
say I'm
better
related
ask
to
how
have you on
Grandad
here,
is.
but I kind of had to get you on, unfortunately. So, um,
Oh,
yeah, I suppose we better talk about Monaco at the weekend.
I know. I'm surprised I finished.
Okay, do you know what? We'll do the usual nonsense first. So qualifying, I mean, qualifying was a
P8, I
hope for the
think.
best, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just a shit show.
Yeah. Do you feel like you got the most out of the car? Do you feel like there was places where you could have improved, or do you think that was pretty much you at full capacity?
So can you repeat that? My phone went dead. Bloody thing.
Oh, for the love of God! Right. Oh God, I'm going to just start laughing now.
It's the
Right,
Liverpool of phones.
the Liverpool of phones.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
not
so
shit.
it's really, really good then, yeah.
No, it's only good
Anyway,
once
right,
every
yeah.
20 odd years.
Oh, okay. Right, so yeah, qualifying. Do you think that you got the most out of the car? Do you think there was more to gain there?
There was more to gain, but unfortunately, I either came across people on their flying laps or got a corner cut, which was annoying. So there's another sort of half a second there for me. But I
Okay.
was happy with P8, I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Monaco is always going to be one of those. You're hoping for the best more than anything.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say this, and people will think I'm starting to be a bit, favoritism towards F4, but first corner, I think it went pretty well for F4. What do you think?
I know. I don't think there was any crashes either. I think one person lost a wing, I think. But apart from that, everyone, the front half of the field got through it just fine. Which was
To be
amazing.
fair, I was pretty much third from last, and there was not a single car that had damage or had enough damage at the start of the track. Top of the hill, there was a snake effect where I think half the grid, because one person broke and then someone else went into the back of them. There was like 10 front wings at that one point there.
Yeah. The front bit wasn't too bad though.
Yeah. In general, it was a good start. I think, especially at Monaco, you expect a DNF within the first 60 seconds. Let's be honest. It's always the case with that track, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, in terms of the start of the race, the first stint, talk us through it. How do you think it went?
I don't think go too badly actually. I made what was it, three place up at the start before turn one. I was following one of the Ferrari drivers behind Nick. He broke his wing. Cannot for the life of me remember who it was.
I think it'd be
he
Forster
pitted-
looking at the thing. Actually, no,
Yeah.
it could be Stokey. It's Forster.
No,
Stokey's one of the
I think it was Forster. So and he
Yeah.
pitted on lap 3 or 4, I think, just before the safety car. So I was following Nick. Not bad. I was keeping up with him within about a second and a half, and we had must be about a 15-second gap to 5th place because I think somebody had an accident or something. Because there was a huge gap behind me, and
Then there was silence.
Big silence.
Gareth, you want to tag yourself in here?
Well, Crystal Palace have just signed Nathaniel Klein, by the way, just so you were
That's
aware.
old news. That's old news. That's an hour old.
Oh, it's an hour. To be honest, I really
Yeah.
should know that by now. You should know. You know everything about it.
Yeah, I have notifications on Palace's Twitter account for a reason. Let's see. I don't think he's going to come back. So do you want me just to continue until he returns?
Well, I don't like this. There we go. He's gone.
You don't like
This
Fruit Loops? Yeah, no.
No, this computer Xbox app thing. It's not nice.
No.
Yeah, I think maybe you just continue for the time being and wait for him to actually.
Yeah.
I'll try that one more time. Stupid thing.
There we go.
Hey, okay.
So no, yeah, sorry. Stint 1 was all right. Up to 5th place, I think. There. Obviously, the safety car came out after I think it was lap 5. I think it was the first one. Frankfurt. I think it was lap 5 or 6 because it was quite early on, wasn't it?
Do you know what? It might be later than that because I'm trying to think. I pitted for the hards on lap 8, and I'm sure it was just after that. So I think it was lap 9, possibly.
Oh, possibly then.
Yeah.
I know I was sort of in the middle of my stint. I mean,
Because remember,
thankfully it
I had the second spin, and then I was like, I'm so far behind, and then the safety car came out like a minute later.
Yeah. So I mean, we got worn safety car. I think it was by the swimming pool section. So I pitted for the hard tyres. Quite surprised, as I said, that the front three, Nick, Slow, and Greeners, who I'm happy to say crashed out. Didn't
Such a
actually pit at
dick.
the same time. Well, he was giving it all the beans in the lobby after qualifying pole, you know. So
I'll give you that. Yeah.
But no, I'm surprised that they didn't actually pit there and then. Much more sense. So as I said, I pitted lap 9, I think it was then, for the hard tyres. Came out in 4th place still. And then the middle stint sort of screwed me up. But we'll talk about that later when you're ready. But yeah, the first stint was fine. I didn't lose a wing, didn't crash a wing, no damage whatsoever. So I was quite surprised. Me and Nick had our own little private bet that neither of us would sort of survive lap 2. So to get to lap 8 and 9 was quite incredible.
Mark, just quickly, is your phone being run by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer by any chance? Because it's dipping in and out like.
No, it's defending like Van Dijk did against Aston Villa.
I mean, you can't really talk when Harry Maguire took out his own player in a 6-1 defeat for Spurs. But we.
Hey, still 6-1 better than 7-2, right?
If you say so.
We conceded one less.
And we scored one more.
ladies, let's not football this just yet. Right, back to the racing. So, stint 2, after the safety car, you went on the hard tyres, yeah?
Yeah, so it was me. I think after I was following Nick. Him, what's his name? Slow Dog and Green is obviously all pitted, so it was just me and up front. He pitted, I think.
Mark, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why do you keep going really loud and really quiet? Like, what?
I've got no idea. I'll try
Sorry.
to emphasise certain things.
Yeah, no, but it's like there's like random clicks and then you go quiet, like really quiet, and then just go loud again. It's hilarious.
I'm sort of having to keep clicking the phone so the screen doesn't go off. That might be why.
God's sake. Anyway, yeah, right, okay, so
yeah, so it was me and Arnie, because I think he pitted after lap 1, didn't he? Because he was on really old, hard tyres. So it was just us two. I built up it was sort of the gap averaged about 3 seconds. I know we got 5-second stop penalty for some getting in during the safety car period. But anyway, so I knew I had to build a gap, and then I thought towards the end I needed to hit again. No way I was going to get out. But you know, for the middle stint, couldn't have asked for anything better. I got a 3-second penalty for going through your teammate who was on intermediate tyres. Which I know, which really annoyed me because obviously he had retired in the pits, and then the car decided to come back out on track. So as I went through and going,
no, that wasn't him. Scotsman never retired. He finished.
Oh, who's the one who went on?
Dolls was the one who retired and then went in the pits.
I swear it was the Red Bull because he was on intermediate going up.
He was on intermediates, but then he came back out on hard tyres.
Oh, it's definitely on my screen. Whoever it was, he ghosted. Went through him going up the hill. Then it gave me a 3-second penalty for that. So I was like, that pissed right off. And then coming towards the end of the second stint, I was coming up behind. I think again it was either your teammate or the Williams. He didn't realise I was there. I swerved to miss him and clip the right front of my wing, which obviously meant I had to go in the pits. Pitted for that, and then come out right behind you for the third stint.
Sup?
Yes. I did not have hopes for that.
Yeah. So do you know what? I think together we can sum up the third stint in simple terms. You were stuck behind me for ages. Then you got past me. Then you fucked off. Yeah?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, you pulled 17 seconds in like 9 laps to try and catch back up to Arnie. It was just hilarious because I was on like I pitted lap 8 and that's like lap 30. So yeah, 22 lap old tards, and you're just like a brand new medium's like yeet.
I know it was. I mean, to be fair, when I came out behind you, I did sort of have a go. Never works. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to have to make the move if I need to get back to the front. Thankfully, we both gave each other. And yeah, I stormed off, managed to catch up to Arnie with, I think, 4 laps to go. So I knew I could pass him. And then lo and behold, the safety car come out for another wing. So annoyed me, and yet Rena's car, who was stuck at
It didn't come out
DNR
for a wing. It didn't come out for a wing. It came out because there was a crash. Ferrari crashed out at a 4-star, 4 laps to go.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was for a wing.
Him and his teammate, I think, collided. It looked like that on the minimap anyway. Yeah, so that's why the safety car came out, and then obviously, yeah. At the restart, what happened, Mark?
I did it. I knew I had to get past Arnie. I just had to, regardless. So, fortunately, he made a dive bomb, but on his defence, he did break a lot earlier than I thought he was going to for this chain. But that's because he was on like 29 lap old tyres. So I swerved to miss him. Thankfully, he knew I was there, gave me the room. I think I got a 2-second gap by the end of the lap, but obviously wasn't enough, and I finished 4th.
Yeah.
Let's
not talk
track,
about
which is fine by me.
Let's not talk on about the actual restart where you basically nearly pushed me into a wall and then went, oh, I thought you were a car that was lapped.
Oh yes.
Absolute dick. I had to run on you. You were done for. And instead,
that was coming at this last corner, wasn't it?
You smashed into the wall with your back tyre. Somehow didn't spin, and then thought, let's just move into the fucking side and absolutely, slam tag into the wall, then making an accident. Oh no! What a shame!
It's because just before we got to you, me and before you and Arnie caught up with us in the safety car, another car with us. It was a lap car. So I automatically assumed that he was the one behind us because I hadn't seen anyone unlap themselves. I thought I was only him from wait. And it wasn't. She said, "Oi!" Oh crap!
I think I said it in there. What less nicer word than that?
Yeah, I won't repeat it on it.
Mark, I'm certain you're hitting your like wire or cable to. Have you got headphones on your phone?
Wireless ones, yeah. It's because I have to keep tapping the screen.
Okay. Because it's it's really weird. Next time we'll make sure you're on your Xbox.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, before
No,
you two go any further, I am going to mute you for a very good reason.
Arnie, do me a favour. Shut up for a second and listen. You're in the lead. This is Monaco. He's got 3 seconds worth of penalties. There's going to be probably 1 racing lap left.
Yeah.
For the benefit of everybody in this party, shut the fuck up and go win this race. And Mark, if you do go beat him, remember, Gareth knows where you live, and Gareth will be more pissed off than me.
Right, there we go. I had to put that clip in there, as requested by Arnie Bats. Nearly as good as Trolled.
Trolled. It was me giving you a bollocking during the race. Remember the safety car?
Yeah.
That clip.
That one.
Yes.
You still came second there, so it's all good.
Well, depends on what the appeals team say. At the moment, technically, it says P1 against my name, but I'm sure it will. The appeals team will.
For Arnie's stop go.
Yeah. At the current moment, the things I'm taking that and running.
I mean, to be totally
Gareth,
honest, I'm just happy to. I mean, I'm happy I won on the track. That's the main thing. And the mean, the more open tracks that we've had, the racing's been shocking. So some to be on Monaco and see the racing is so good makes it a little bit easier to carry on for the season. There were me and Nick. Well, no, sorry, scratch. Me and anonymous person were getting a little bit frustrated that we kept getting taken out. Now, obviously, we know sometimes you can't help it. From the spin point of view, there's nowhere to go. Fine. Sometimes that driving is so bad, you sort of get to a point where you think, why do I race? What's the point? But I spoke to him afterwards, and this race was, hopefully things to show, especially coming up for Singapore this weekend.
Yes.
If it can be done by Monaco, it can be done by Singapore.
Yeah, you'd hope. Gareth, you want to ask him anything before we let him go?
No.
Yeah, he never wants to talk to me, does he?
I think I think it's covered pretty much everything, to be honest. I think the only way... Are we doing the 5 faces of hell death thing?
I think we do, but not for him. He's an admin.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, fair point. Yeah.
Roland's different because, Roland is a full-time driver as well. He's a part-time driver, full-time. Trolls!
I'm unique.
It's also why you don't enter it, Gareth, because you're, full-time commentator, not full-time driver.
I'm here every week.
Exactly. Right.
I know.
Mark, are you here for this weekend?
I am indeed.
Good. I look forward to
the
meeting
next
you
two. Yeah. I look forward to taking you out. I'm passing you.
Good luck. Try to keep up with me in the first place.
Mark,
thank you very much.
I'll just wait for you to come round and lap me.
Thanks for coming on, though. And
we'll
speak to you again soon, all right?
Will do. Have a good one.
Right, cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Thanks, Mark. Now, let's...
Oh, Gareth, just to let you know, Liverpool rubbish.
I mean, he can't really talk right now, so it's fine.
Literally, by the fucking side of that mic. Do you know what we didn't do with him? We didn't do predictions, so...
That's fine.
Yeah, predictions for this weekend.
What is it? Singapore, you.
I love the fact you didn't even hesitate. You normally go, who could win this? Didn't even say you was like Singapore, you.
Yep.
Oh, I'm glad you have so much confidence about Singapore.
Anyone would think you like the track or something.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to say this now. I'm backing myself to do well because after last season, when I got bullshitted out of it, I want to make amends, and I'll probably be driving quite angry on Sunday. But there's quick drivers in the grid. Dave, I know for a fact Dave will want retribution after that weekend that he's just had. Goggs is just a proper little bastard of a customer. He's always there or thereabouts.
Bloody hell, the roles have reversed for us two this week. Jesus.
Yeah, no, because the thing is, right, F4 is actually, there's 2 drivers way out in front and then there's a massive group of cars behind. And I think that one of the cars behind is going to win. I actually think someone like Shepard could do well. Or Chips and Davey.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, it's your choice for who you pick. We generally screw them over.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks for screwing me over. And if I do, remember, I know where you live as well.
Yeah. Awkward. Shit. Let's move on. Don't forget. I suppose actually no. From this week onwards, I think we're going to be doing a couple of weeks of FIFA. I know I said about the Schumacher series coming into play, but I might. I'm still to work out a few things for it. So, yeah, it's we'll move. Yeah, the Schumacher series will be completely finalised soon enough. Sorry, Beastie. I was trying to organise Mark's voice with everything else, and it's all a bit crazy. Roland, yes, I know everyone wants F1. The Schumacher, I just want to make sure that it's organised correctly, and I just really haven't had the proper time this last week. I love reading.
I've just
the chat
noticed
at
my
times.
life. I love the fact that my life has called me out saying it depends on how you look at it. My life, I think you'll find it depends on how the ticket team looked at it, but that's a different story. So if you wanted to do that, then go for it. But I'll bring up the tickets again.
We'll leave that there. We'll leave that there before it gets any further. Into F3, and who have we got for F3 this week?
Well, this is a guy I've asked multiple times to come on and keeps saying no. I'm trying to think of how I describe him in the best way possible. So, BCN UFC would call him the Virgil van Dijk lover. I'm sure TES Madman would call him Salah's favourite fan. We all know him as TES Norris.
The Jeff lover.
Thanks for that.
How are you, Norris? How are you doing?
Absolutely shattered, but once I'm done with this, I will be going to feed myself and then going to pass out.
I don't blame you. What's on for dinner for tonight? Is it are you getting something brought in? Is it a celebratory meal, or are you just going down to the local
Just
McDonald's?
No, not gonna go to the local McDonald's. It's about an hour away.
Ah, okay.
It's gonna be pasta with chicken and bacon.
Ah, fair enough. Right, enough about food because it's making me hungry. Chicken tikka masala. Okay, let's get distracted by the chat. Ash Rainbow.
For fuck's sake!
He's just gel because you outperformed him this week.
That is true, but he did have a quali ban.
True. So it's fine. It's his own fault for getting a quali ban at Monaco before Monaco. Who does that? It's like Pingers getting a quali ban before his favourite race at Australia. It's just Anyway, yes. It's been ages since you've been on the show. Actually, I think actually over a season, isn't it?
Yeah. Last time I was on was last season. Towards the end, I think it was. So it has been some time.
Yeah. Obviously, things have changed for you. You're now in a higher league. You're in F3. Obviously, you weren't expecting that, but out of recent weeks, you've started to pick up. And what was your confidence levels like coming into this race?
My confidence levels were pretty normalish, if to say anything, because Monaco, I hadn't done any practice whatsoever, and listening to a few of the TES guys and a few of the other people saying that Monaco is a bit tricky this season compared to last one, is you've got to pick the right setup for it. And I did some practice on Sunday and found the setup after speaking with the McLaren boys, and they said that the best setup was to go for setup 1, and it felt stable, and so I gave it a try, and I felt really comfortable with it. But going in towards the race, it was a case of what is everybody else going to choose, and how is everybody else going to perform. So I had to put it out there and give it my best, really.
Let's talk about qualifying then, because that's effectively the race can be won or lost at qualifying at this track. It's one of the only tracks that really that is the case. And to be honest, you set off as you meant to go on.
Oh, definitely. Knowing that Ash Rainbow had a quali ban, it was a case of who is going to take pole and lead the charge. because, as you say, it's either won or lost in qualifying because it's one of the most frustrating tracks to pass on. Yes, a lot of people can do it, but it is still frustrating to pass on this track. My thoughts were just to absolutely gun it and chose the softer, all soft tyres. So I just had blitzed 3 sets of softs for qualifying to get myself the best possibility to get into the track and get as far as I can up the field. But it was going to be a tough ask with the few quick drivers that are in there, Troll, Beastie, Conte. It was going to be a hard battle between everyone.
Now, going into this race, you weren't really in the ASR battle. You were just kind of in a little bit of no man's land, and obviously things weren't going right for you, so to speak. And your love banter relationship with Beastie, he was very much on the precipice of it all. He is currently leading the title. What's that like for you, you two at the moment? Obviously, he's beating you all ends up before this race, and things now are a little bit different.
Well, to be fair, we spoke before the race, and we both said it's going to be challenging to where it is, and we need the best possible grid position to go for it. To be fair, there wasn't really much banter in the race on Sunday because Monaco, you want your full concentration. So we kind of calmed it down for this weekend. I'm sure it'll be back for next week, as it always will. My apologies. Yeah, he is leading the championship. He's done well to be leading the championship. He's had some quality results. He's had some quality battles with Trolled, Conte, and top of the field. That one. And he's showing why he's pushing to be top of F3. He's got the confidence. He's got the mentality for it. Yes, I know I'm making his head big, and he's probably going to absolutely love it, but he is deservedly leading the championship for his own right. But I can just say that we're leading the Constructors' Championship, so keep up, Ben.
Right then, let's go on to the race. Yeah, onto the race. Sorry, I just read Ping has removed a ban on Commander Root, and I'm sure I don't even know who that is. So yeah, let's talk about the race. Obviously, that's a major thing in this, but was it dry? Was it wet?
It was dry all for quali and race, so we had no issues with rain coming in or anything. So that was a good omen as well, even though Chaos was trying to get it to rain and a few others. But unfortunately it didn't.
It's fucking great for rain.
Yeah, race though. Me and Ben got off to a quite steady start. I think he was going to try and slingshot it around the outside of first corner, but I think I managed to just pull away that little bit quicker. And to be fair, he was thereabouts until lap 2 when he lost a little bit of damage, and I had to apologise on the first lap as going into the hairpin coming down towards the tunnel. I kind of put the car in neutral, clicked down too many gears, which I wouldn't say was my best point of the race. But yeah, we started pulling away from Ponte a little bit and Trolled, and we just had our own little battle. Well, I wouldn't say battle, just trying to keep together and try and form that gap. But he had wing damage from lap 2, and he was fighting with the car. I think it was only light damage though. Conte tried going for the undercut on lap 10, I think it was. As I say, laps 1 to 10 was quite calm and neutral. Then Conte tried doing the undercut and pitted a lap earlier than myself and Ben. So it was a case of where was he going to come along, and I think Caesar started on the mediums as well, so it was going to be challenging to see where he was on the track when me and Ben decided we were going to pit. And as we came into the pit on lap 11, I managed to just come out in front of Storm, Caesar and Conte, as Conte and Caesar were battling along the start-finish straight, and Ben just sat behind, just popped out behind him. So we had to endure them three battling in front of him, as I just started to open a little bit of a gap, and within 2 laps of having my mediums on, I gave myself yellow wing damage and thought, the car's still drivable, keep going, don't pit, don't bottle it now, take it 1 lap at a time, which I did. And then Storm and Caesar both pitted eventually, and then it was down towards the end where Conte was starting to challenge me and put a lot of pressure on me, which was quite scary because I happened to have orange wing damage by lap 20 odd, I think it was, and Jeff popped up saying pit now, ignored him, and just carried on fighting with the car. And to say, gave it to the last couple of laps, Conte was basically on my tail, giving me that every inch of the battle to go for it. And it was one of the most enjoyable races I've done so far, to be fair. The battling, the concentration. I asked Ben after the race, I was like, what's it like to win? I was like, because I've got a major headache. He was like, well, you get an adrenaline rush. I was like, wow, I must have been concentrating that hard because I had a pounding headache.
Nightmare. To be honest, I can't remember winning, so it's that long ago.
I was going to say, you have won once or twice, Sheriff.
Yeah,
A long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah, back in the day when I had my racing
yes.
gloves, and so obviously a great feeling for you taking victory. Is it the first time in XL?
It is. 6 seasons it's taken me to get this victory. I've been close before, but
no
just
cigars.
not that close enough. Yes, pretty much. And
now you've got a big Cuban one.
I have got a big Cuban one.
Let's talk about Singapore. That's the next track. Before I ask, before see if Taz has got anything for you, but have you? What's your thoughts on Singapore? Do you think you can get lightning to strike twice?
I'd like it to strike twice. I really would, but I think there's going to be a lot of drivers that are going to want to redeem themselves from last week. I'll leave that all to the predictions bit so I can curse them. But there's going to be, as I say, there's going to be a lot of drivers that are going to want to prove that they can give it a good shot as well. Or we're going to see the same old battles again. It all really depends. For me, Singapore, not too bad of a track. I know what Tazo was talking about from last season. He was absolutely raging at Singapore, which was quite fun.
Raging Tasporian. No, that doesn't really work. I was trying to get it all in one word, but it doesn't work. Tazapor. Raging Tazapor. God, that sounds sexual. Damn it.
Does actually.
Um,
Yeah, take that back.
We're waiting for some dodgy lift music that could end up being porno music. So yeah, what Taz, have you got anything for the Mr. Norris of McLaren TO?
Yes. Question the first. Why the fuck is it
Oh.
taking so long for you to win?
Because I've not been that good enough.
Question the second. Why have you not been good enough?
Because I always doubt myself.
So what have you learned from all this experience?
Stop doubting me, bloody self.
My work here is done. No, genuinely, I've got questions for you.
Nah, it's been a it's with me changing assists and everything. It's been getting used to them, and then the new games come out, and I'm starting to get used to it, and it's now starting to feel comfortable when I'm racing. And in one of the other leagues that I race in, I won't name it, I had help from one of the drivers in XL, help me change some of my assists for my wheel and everything to make it feel more comfortable when everything comes together, and it has helped out massively. It was a struggle at first, but I'm now starting to get the hang of it. Well, I say I'm getting the hang of it. I'm building more and more confidence with it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So in terms of this season, obviously, I know you've had a good start with McLaren, and I think teams around you are sort of starting to welter, shall I say. I think Red Bull, like I can tell you for a fact that we've lost so many drivers already. We've lost like half a team. Alfa Romeo just don't seem to be consistent enough, and Alfa Tauri's number one driver seems to be either excellent or in a wall. Not the way to put it. Do you feel like that this could be your year?
I'm not going to rule it out because anything can happen at any of the tracks. Any driver can take any points from it or anything. Yes, Red Bull have lost drivers, but you're starting to rebuild. Unfortunately, I lost one of my drivers due to personal reasons last week, which is going to be a massive loss. I'm just now waiting for drivers to hopefully come into the league so that I can possibly sign them.
Yeah.
And bring the full roster back up. Alfa Romeo, Dom's going to absolutely crucify me for this, but you two might love it. I call the Alfa Romeo the retirement home. Alpha Tauri, Ben, he's doing a fantastic job with his team, but he's got his own little battle with Arnie and Nuthead. Yes, we do also have a challenge, but to be fair, I think the challenge with Arnie and Nuthead is a little bit more important to him, which I don't mind, so it keeps his concentration to that, so he keeps away from the top of the table. But as I say, anything can happen in any of the races, so I'm not going to rule it out. I'd like to, but we're gonna take it one race at a time and see where we are when season ends, basically.
As last season's team owner champion, that's the absolute right way to do it. And I suppose there's only one other question to ask you. No, there's two technically. So the first one is predictions for the weekend first.
I'm going to have to say, for me, Ash Rainbow, he's going to come back for revenge because that quali ban literally bit him in the arse, and he did well to come from where he was on the track to, I think it was 6th. So he fought well to get back up there, but I think he's going to lead the charge again on Sunday. But it could be close, but I'm going to have to say Ash. But I reckon Beastie and Conte are going to be up there as well. But Ash all the way, I reckon.
Okay. Gareth, your prediction?
Conte.
Not a bad shout.
Okay. I mean, I'm not sure if I like this Gareth of just being decisive. It's a bit weird to be co-hosting with that. I'm normally expecting, well, I'm going to go for a long shot, and we're going to go for this, or maybe that, or maybe this, and end up on this, but I don't know how I got there. Anyway, right, I'm going to go for Caesar. There we go. Yeah, you know what Caesar's like? It tracks like Singapore. You know what I mean? That's where, like, optimal Caesar comes out. He's an absolute dick. He just does well at those tracks all the fucking time.
Yeah, he does have the Caesar train, to be fair. The Caesar bus, if people call it.
Hasn't Caesar no-stopped the first person in F1XL history to no-stop China in the rain? Was that Caesar?
No, I don't think he has.
I'm sure it was Caesar that no-stopped it.
Jam and Thingy did it last season.
No, I'm saying, Matt, I think it was when we were Norris. I think it was when we were teammates at Force India.
What, season 10?
Yeah.
Damn,
Again,
you now got me thinking.
long time ago.
I can't remember that far back.
You can't remember what I had for breakfast.
I did. I had a Cocoa Pops breakfast bar.
Oh, wow.
Living
rock and
life
roll.
on the edge.
I was late for work.
Well, you know what the last question I'm going to ask you is, don't you? 5 faces. 0 out of 5 for pingers.
Shut fuck up, man.
There it is. There it is. Oh, I threw out the rope and I got the bite. That was great. Right, anyway. Oh. Welcome, pingers. Right.
Oh, these 5 faces are horrible. I haven't got a clue.
Have you been listening recently?
Don't expect him to remember.
Yeah, don't expect me to remember.
Okay, go for it. Give me your 5 guesses.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's not one of them.
Say Kovalainen. Paul de Resta.
This game's so shit.
Pinger, just because you're bad at it, that's why.
It's alright, Pingers. I'm probably going to be on 0 the same as you anyway, so
You
yeah.
say Paul de Resta for the eyes.
No, I didn't say the eyes.
Oh, okay. Thought you were doing them in order.
No. I'm just
Have you
guessing.
ever
at
met Norris
most
before,
things.
Pingers? He does not have any sort of logic.
Nope.
Right, are you want to sit here and think about it, and then we can come back to you?
Do you know what?
Yeah?
I don't actually know, so...
Alright, well,
I'll
Do
do
that. Right, go and have a think about it. We'll give you time, because, yeah, we could be here all week.
Yeah, you could be, to be fair.
Right, shut yourself on mute, and then we'll come back to you after the next one, alright?
Okie dokie.
There we go. That's how you sort that out. Gareth? What are we doing now?
Sorry.
Is it time?
Beastie's just put 60 bits in. Thank you very much for that. And just saying that TES Norris is a Liverpool fan. So, yeah. You love to see it.
Where's the text to speech?
What, through the headset? For you?
No, for the on the stream. Oh, I'm not listening to the stream. I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh,
okay. Let's move it on, and we'll head on to the next segment after my next mini double plug. I don't know. I just
Gareth can only take a mini plug. But Aaron can take a full peg in.
I'm still. No, let's not go there. So F1XL, I said at the beginning of the stream, not scream, that the F1XL and SFR have joined gridfinder.com. So if you want to find any other leagues outside of ours, you can't leave us. Then head over to Gridfinder. You will find F1XL and SFR quite near the top of that one. And then I suppose we should really plug Sunday's league. Actually, I'll go with SFR. SFR at Saturday at 8 o'clock for their league race. And then it's our league race. The main event, so to speak, is at 9 o'clock Sunday, Singapore. And hopefully we'll have F1 and F2 streams back in action. Obviously, F1 it was a little bit late last week. And that was only because I started a new setup in my room, and it took me a hell of a lot longer than I was expecting. Now let's move on. F2, I believe, is next. Oh dear.
Well, there's one more thing that we need to mention. What are we announcing the winner of right now, Gareth?
I thought we were doing it at the end. The front wing lottery.
Oh, let's do it in the middle.
Let's do it in the middle. Okay, let's do it in the middle.
Okay. So before I read the answer, Gareth, you already given me a guess. Pingers, now that the race has been and gone, how many front wing replacements do you think there was between the four leagues?
105.
Okay, one thing, not that far off. So the winner of the front wing lottery for this season is Sky the Senpai.
Oh, sorry. Sky. I talked
Sky
right over that.
fucking Senpai. Yeah, you do that as I'm literally saying the name. You're like, wait a minute. Fucking dick.
Congrats, Sky. What was the number? Go on, Taz.
So, Sky
I won't
guessed
talk over it.
117 was Sky's guess. The answer was 122.
Bloody
Jesus
hell.
Christ.
And 31 of
tell
them
you.
was in F1.
Yeah, we
So,
had 31.
right? In F1 there was 31. In F2 there was 29. In F3 there was 18. And in F4 there was 44.
Oh my god.
And I'm not even
Gosh.
exaggerating when I say 11 of them were in like the opening lap. One car broke, like P8 or P9, and every other car went into the back of them.
Well,
I
at
feel
least I didn't ruin that segment.
I feel sorry for Ollie, because I was like, yeah, I think I've chosen 57 as my answer. It's not really going to be that high a number. And then, you know, he was like, oh, I'll do 31 then. And I'll do 60, sorry. And then we ended up having 31 in F1 alone. It was like, oh my god, we might hit the 60 mark in F1.
We did have a lot of rain, and also, as you can tell on the stream right now, half the track are on different wet tyres to the other half, because you couldn't choose a tyre. It kept going back and forward. So that's why there were so many crashes.
That makes sense, to be fair, yeah. Especially if you fucking run around the whole race with no traction. Okay, well that's done. I'll get in contact with Sky separately. The only reason he won that is because he was the highest person of everybody, but he wasn't actually far off, to be fair. So, and I suppose it's time for F2.
Yeah, who's coming in for F2? Mr. Tazza?
Well, I mean, you should know who it is. I've messaged you the names.
I've probably slept since then, but he's not here, is he?
Nope. No, I'm just inviting him in now. Fingers
okay,
F1
okay.
now.
Yeah, I know.
Commentating him every Sunday.
I know. I'm not saying it's Pingers, but I'm saying Swayze. I'm saying Swayze hasn't come in yet, and Pingers came halfway through bloody F3. So, yeah, he was well away with that. But Swayze, welcome to the extra show. It's been a while for you being on the show as well, I think.
It has. And, good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Not so bad, thank you. Not so bad.
Why then, Taz? Is this a you thing? F2, or should we let Pingers?
Yeah.
vote?
Oh, yes. Go on, Pingers.
Well, I think the silence has spoken with that.
Let the silence speak.
Yep. Oh, no, you can only say that when Mark's coming on the show. Sorry. Yeah.
No, absolutely not. That is your new catchphrase. Let the silence speak.
I think my new catchphrase is, "Oh my God, that's front wing." No. Is it rain? Or is it leaf?
Oh, right, okay. I'll do this one then. Seeing as Pingers is being a dick. Space, good evening.
Good evening, Saz.
How are you?
Not bad, thanks. Not bad.
Good. I mean, that was fun at the weekend for you, wasn't it?
It was hard race. Fucking wedged in between BX and Aaron all race. One trying to pull away and the other one trying to stick it up your arse all the way. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, no. To be fair, I've been given a bit of an update saying that pretty much you were like pretty much just a pain in the arse is the way that I got told from both first and third throughout the entire race, which is not necessarily a bad thing to say, is it?
I'll take it. I mean, I'm thankful. I mean, obviously, feel sorry for Jamie missing it because it's his favourite track. But we all know he's a fast driver that would have been up there to take some extra points. So with Jamie missing, I'll take where I finished.
Absolutely.
Not been the best season for me yet.
It will come. Don't you worry. So we'll start off with qualifying first of all. Talk us through it. Where did you end up qualifying?
I can't remember. I think it got pushed down to about fourth or fifth that I started overall, I believe. I set my fastest time on my first go, which I think was a 10.5, and then I was never able to beat it when I went back out again. So I ended up having to stick with that time, and wherever I got pushed down to was where I started.
Yeah, I'm just double checking now. Yeah, I've got you down as P4, so yeah. 6 thousandths of a second ahead of Rollhard.
Yeah, there's nothing in it. He was literally glued to me the entire race. He tried to send it up the inside, going up the hill a few times towards the end of the race as well. I think the only really thing that happened was going inside race. There's one safety car towards the end, and I think BX just pitted just before it, but where everyone was positioned on the track, he was lucky enough that it didn't really affect him that much, and he managed to get back around before we had a free pit stop.
Ah, okay.
Other than that, there was no real drama.
Yeah. Were you happy with the way that you drove on Sunday? Obviously keeping it clean and pretty much just on track?
Picking up no corner cuts and keeping it out of the wall, no damage. You've got to be happy with that at Monaco, aren't you?
Yeah. So in terms of the race, did you pretty much just play it by ear and hope for the best, or did you go in with a strategy and sort of stick with it throughout the whole race?
I knew I'd be running preset 1. I've been running this track twice already this year on customs, though. It's completely different. And the first time I went onto preset 1, I was struggling, even though it's like, the highest downforce that we can get in our league. I was still struggling because I was used to doing it on 11.11 on my own custom, so there was still slider. When I got into the actual race, I don't know, it just seemed to settle down. I think the weight of having the race fuel on board actually helped it to settle down, and it just flowed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And obviously I noticed you were only sort of not even a half second off of BX, Was that just on actual pace, or was that including penalties as well?
We both finished on 0 corner quotes, so there was no added time to either one of us. So that was an actual finish pace.
And I'm guessing that will obviously be the same with Rohard Lad, who was. But I'm just going to say this now, by the way. Under a second between the top 3 crossing the line. That's mental.
Yeah, we like I say, it was glued to each other all race. It was a hard race. It really was. It was an enjoyable race. I guarantee that I came off sweating after it.
Do you feel like that there was chances to win that race, or was it a case of that you pretty much played the smart move?
I think early on, BX got away. I know Phantom was up there. He got a little bit of damage, and he played the team game. So thanks to him for that one. He let me cut through at the top of the corner and then shut the door on roll hard for as long as he could, which enabled me to build up a gap. But I mean, BX is a phenomenally fast driver, and he was on it. Roll hard again. They were both there, and you got to credit them for it. I couldn't have done much more than what I did. I think that's about the limit of where I can push it around there.
Yeah. Okay, so we go from one street track to another. Are you feeling ahead of this weekend?
Well, I'm going from one street track that I actually like to one that I don't like. So, not good. I'm expecting my my streak to go back to running 0 points again. One hit wonder this year. Monaco in.
Yeah. Gareth, I'm going to let you jump in here for a minute.
That's all right. I've just literally come back because unfortunately... Thank you very much, Beastie.
Okay, I'll read this one. So, thank you very much, Beastie, for subscribing. And the message that he's put with the subscription is TES Sways is going to bin it, lol.
You love
get
to
the
hear
love.
it. Right, yeah,
Don't
Sways.
mind them.
Just I was going to ask a question. I've completely lost it.
Go on.
Racing Point obviously is your team for this year. You've driven for the Force India before, haven't you? Back a few race seasons ago, or have you not driven for the Pink Panthers yet? Oh,
No,
okay.
this is my first time in XL. In this car.
That doesn't surprise me because I'm pretty sure that most of the time it is a free agent car, isn't it? So, or it has been for the last 2 or 3 seasons anyway.
It was. I think in my first season I was driving for Binary, and the Force India team was the main rival, the one that went on to win it that year, I believe.
Oh yeah, that was me. That was me and the Elite L-Dog. Pingers was there, Vidal was there, Norris was there, Jamie was there. Who else was there? Oh god, I'm sure I'm missing people. But Pingers was
Welcome
like the
to Nostalgia
silent.
Street.
Pingers was like the silent assassin. He would come up in the chat like once in a blue moon, say something, and then go and have a really good race. But anyway, how's life in the in the Force India Racing Point? Sorry, and what's going on behind the scenes?
You know, it's not my place to say. I don't run the team no more. But you know, inside the chat, you know, everyone's getting on great. There's no hostility towards each other or anything like that. Everyone helps each other out with setups, you know, as it should be. And you know, I will say, you know, Gunhead, even though he's not team owner, has been, you know, absolutely brilliant with the team, trying to help everybody with their setups and give out the best advice he can.
Yeah, he's looking. Gunhead's looking really good in F1 as well. The results aren't there, but he's got some promise behind him. The young lad. Obviously, your best result of the season, P2, first points of the season as well. I mean, obviously, you're used to fighting away towards the top of a tide in a championship, but this season, obviously a step up. How's confidence levels in Sway's land?
Confidence levels is fine. It's the luck levels that I need. But I've just had a few bad decisions and quite a bit of bad luck throughout the start of the season, but you get it all right, the luck goes with it, and hopefully you can keep it that way.
Fair enough. Now, Mr. Tazo, are you ready? Are you ready for prediction time?
I thought you said you're going to ready for a good time. Anyway, yes, I am. Who am I predicting this week? What are we? F2. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, I'm going to say roll hard.
Sways?
BX.
You're saying he's going to do the hat trick?
He was flying through Monaco. He never made a mistake. He's looking confident in his racing right now. So, yeah, BX.
Now, an interesting stat is no one has managed a hat trick of wins this season.
Thanks, Jeff.
Wow, okay. I was kind of expecting a little bit more. Ooh, interesting, but no, it's just fuck you, Gareth.
No way.
Thank you,
Oh
Pingers.
my God! Pretends to be shocked.
When you think about it, we've had a couple of runaway winners the last couple of seasons. Obviously, you look at F1, Jolly, and then Vidal, and then Scott's Metroid, and then Jam. There's always been a runaway leader, but not even in F1 we've had that this year. I mean, last year when Binary went into F2, was it last year or the year before? He obviously, changed the. Yeah, anyway, let's not go there. But yeah, an interesting stat that no one really cares about.
I'll give you a better stat than that then. Let's make this a bit more entertaining. In F1, in a wet race with multiple changes from wets to intermediates to dry, the person who made the most pit stops was Niels, and Pico de Vedger with 6 pit stops. In F4, in the complete bone dry, Scotsman made 8 pit stops. There's your stat. Much better.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, mine was still better than yours.
I need to give my prediction, don't I? I am going to go with Sky the Senpai.
It's because he won the fucking front wing lottery, isn't it?
Oh, he did, didn't he? Yeah. Okay, Sways, I'll pass over to Taz for one last time for the 5 Faces of Hell, and then we'll move on to F1.
What's up, bitch? Ready for this?
No, it's like the first time I've seen that picture was tonight, so I'm struggling with it. Speaking to Matt, I recognise the top one, but the rest, I'm not got a fucking foggy.
Okay. Go on then, give me 5 names.
Kovalainen.
Yep.
Who's that? Anthony Davidson.
Yep.
Daniel Kvyat.
Yep.
Oh, that's a big chin at the bottom, isn't it? Ralph Schumacher.
Okay. One more.
Mark Webber.
Okay. Right. Before I tell you how many you've got right, Norris,
Yo.
Right, give me the rest of your guesses.
Swayze actually said one of mine as well then. Anthony Davidson.
Okay.
The chin, I think, is possibly Nigel Mansell.
Okay.
And mouth, I'm going to say, I'm going to have to agree with Swayze and think it's Webber.
Okay. So, Space, first of all. You'll see where this is going in a second. So, Space, you managed to get 1 out of 5.
Yes!
However, Norris,
Oh Christ, here we go.
you
0.
managed to get 1 out of 5.
Oh Christ. Okay. Sweet.
You're
One more than
basic-
fingers.
Basically, you're yeah, that's it. You're as shit as each other, but better than pingers. Think about it that way. I like how he's just not biting anymore. Okay, I think we can call it there for both of you. But both of you, thank you very much for coming on.
Not a problem.
And it was good to speak to you, and we'll hopefully get you on again soon.
Hopefully.
Yes, thank you
No
very much, guys.
Catch you later.
Fantastic. Well, as those twos leave the party and we look forward to the best league in F1, not only because the drivers are incredible and we've got some really good actions,
Incredibly incompetent. What?
you've got some incredible commentators
Incompetent.
as well.
Yeah.
And
No.
I mean,
stop bullshit.
without Ollie, I would be lost. He has been an absolute godsend for this season. I know I've had some commentators in the past, and it's been great. But doing it on your own has been is very, very tough, and especially around Monaco. And somehow we made Monaco feel like it was 5 minutes and not 7 years. So that's a great. It's a great commentator trait to have, and all props to Ollie for that one, because I do none of the work. It feels like. But while we wait for,
I'm trying to find the person in the first place.
while we wait for the next person to come on, I'm waiting. Just looking in the chat, and Beastie is saying Norris is wrong again. Norris then tells Ben to go away. And then there's some love moment, so I'm not going to repeat that. I might ask him to get a room in a minute. Yeah. Bit awkward to say the least.
Gareth,
Anyway.
plug.
Are you still having issues, are you? I suppose plug Sunday's race. It's 1900, 2100 hours. We've got the Singapore Grand Prix. For F1 action, please check out the channel that you're on now. For F2 action, check out twitch.tv/Flat Out Racing Network. Hopefully he will be Whatwire will be back next week with full action there. And then I don't really know what else. Mr. Tazo, are you still having issues, or are we going to go with
I'm trying to invite them in, but they appear to be offline just now. Our guest was meant to be Straka.
So Straka, the another first-time winner, but on the F1 scene of things, but not here this week. Kind of giving it away a little bit of what happens in the race. But we do have another F1 driver in here. I mean, we could use him.
Do it.
We're saying all this, and we're just got to make sure he is
Prod
still in
him.
the party.
Because, yeah, I need to vacate for 5 minutes.
Mr. Tazo is just disappearing off, and hopefully we will have pingers around to talk us through it. And if I leave gaps long enough, maybe he will come into the chat. Oh, there we go. Told you. You're the stand-in for.
Just before I do go, that does also mean if I can get this done quickly enough, it means that Pingers will also be in line for the 5 faces. Just saying.
Just
No, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you get a chance to, because, you know, full-time driver. Plus, let's
Pingers
be
is gonna
honest,
say
it's
that
what
again.
all the people want.
give the people what they want.
Exactly.
So come on then. I'll talk. I'll walk it through with you as well, Pingers. We can do this together. Back in season 10 days, we were very similar as well. No, I'm sure we've raced against each other seasons before that as well. When you were scared of me or something, I don't know. I can't remember if it was you or a nuthead that was scared of me. To be honest, I can't imagine anyone being
Probably
scared
both.
of me. So, Pingers, F1. I will do a shortened down version just for you. Coventry? No, where's Coventry coming to this? Qualifying. How was it for you? I mean, I can't really. You didn't set the world alight, but it wasn't. I'm sure it wasn't bad either.
I think I qualified 11th. Yeah. Can't remember.
You qualified somewhere. I don't think it was in the top 10, but I know. Did you start on hards? Were you one of the ones that started on hards?
No. Oh, did I start in the top 10? I might have been 10th. I started on softs.
Yeah, you might actually have.
Yeah, and then I'll be waiting a sec. You fucking. I was in the middle of something.
No worries. We'll. I'm hoping. Yeah, I don't think everything. Sorry, the stream went a bit weird on my side. Then I was wondering what was going on.
Right, I'm in the room.
You're back in the game. So qualifying. I mean, since Binary's return, I suppose he's looking quite dominant and such really. Were you expecting him to run away with qualifying in the race this week?
Oh yeah. Binary is really fast around Monaco. I mean, Swain I thought was going to be a bit better, but yeah, I was expecting Binary to be pretty much dominant at the top.
Now, we also had Light Shock, who I think this is what Taz was meaning to earlier, was when he's on form, but when he's not, it's down the other end of the grid, unfortunately. Now, but even before this race, he'd had a very topsy-turvy season. Obviously, your teammate in the AlphaTauri. Where's Drunk Water? Sorry, it's just checking the chat. I don't know. He's not around yet. Give it 5 minutes. So yeah, I mean, Light Shock is very, very up and
Give
down.
it 5 minutes and then the sound of a tinny.
It was a Dr. Pepper can, I promise. But yeah, I mean, how is it in F1 between the two of you? Obviously, we've spoken before. Like, you guys are good friends, but is it difficult to keep him motivated?
No, like he gets the team motivated. To be honest, he does most of the strategy work for everyone and testing out tires, testing out setups. For example, around Monaco, he did extensive testing, and not a lot of drivers knew this, but setup 4 was the fastest setup in Monaco if it wasn't going to rain in the race. So we
Really?
yeah, setup 4 was faster.
Wow.
But obviously you don't think of even trying it around Monaco. Whereas Light Shock every week will go out and do laps on each setup and tell us which setup he thinks is the best one. But yeah, setup 4 what would have been the fastest had it not been for the weather we had.
The lovely weather in F1. It's the best way to describe it. Yeah, I won't go any further. Obviously, from the start, you can watch back on the stream, but Light Shock and Binary overall on race pace, they seem very, very similar, and they were side by side all the way through Sector 1, which I don't think I've ever seen in Monaco. So it kind of shows great partnership, like knowledge of each other's cars as well, and respect between the two drivers. I don't think you were close enough to see, but would you have expected an incident if that happened? Any other point?
No, they race each other hard but fair. Them two, they're not gonna. They're always gonna give each other room. They're both pretty respectful drivers in their own rights.
Yeah, I'll agree with that definitely. I mean, I say, let's go into the race a little bit further on. We've had a numerous safety cars in F1 for a few weeks running, and it was no change when on lap 6, I think it was, we had a safety car early on. Was there any?
A safety car on lap 1.
Was it lap 1? Oh, was it as early as lap 1? Oh wow.
Was it a safety car or was it a virtual safety car? Hold on. Oh, I thought I had my clip open.
I think you're right. I think it was lap 1. Maybe it was lap 2. But
Definitely lap 1. I go down the inside of Nuthead, and then the safety car gets called out. My internet's running so slow. Oh no, lap 5. No, this is the wrong clip.
Awkward. It is the right track though, right?
Yeah, right track, wrong clip.
It's fine. We had plenty of
full safety car lap 1. I was wheel to wheel with Nuthead when the safety car was deployed because I sent it up his inside. And then also Madman was right in front of me, so he let off a bit earlier than me for the safety car, and I ended up with double 5-second penalties for like hitting them both, even though like obviously we were just in racing circumstances and I only rubbed them both. There was no damage, there was no accident, nothing, you know, like round Monaco you're gonna bang wheels with people, aren't you? You can't avoid that. But yeah, I ended up with 2 penalties there.
Yeah, it was just into Mirabeau, wasn't it, for some really
full on sent it as well.
Yeah. There was what sent up his inside O matron? What is that about?
I don't know, something sexual.
Clearly. Obviously a few more safety cars and some wet weather to be added in as well, and it wasn't wet enough for a while to go onto intermediate tyres. We had this issue, I think, in Belgium, where it was only, it was raining since lap 2, but in Codemaster's wisdom, it wasn't enough to cause any intermediate tyres until literally the last lap of the race. Were you worried at that point that Monaco was going to be the same?
We were more worried, sort of when the rain started getting heavier. We saw the weather forecast, and it wasn't like the light rain we had in in Spa. It was clear to light cloud and then straight like heavy rain. So we knew we were going to have to go on to wet tyres. It was just how long do you go on the inters for and then go on the wets, and then by the end of the race it started drying out again and back onto inters, but it was like a crossover between inters and wets. It wasn't a crossover. There was never really a crossover between dries and wets. Like when it started raining, it hounded down, and I think within the first 2 laps of it raining, everyone was on wet tyres.
Now
Well,
there was
intermediate tyres.
Yeah, I think there was a point with was it the second to last safety car, where Sinful Chris and Binary didn't pit. Stracker had already Stracker had just, where was he? I think it was Binary, then Simple Chris, then Stracker. So Stracker had got himself up to a really good position, pitting early onto wets. But I mean, I think you went onto wets as well. I think there was 3 drivers that stayed on inters: Gunhead, and Sinful and Binary. When you saw that, or did you see that, and did you think they've made a mistake here?
They did, because at that point the wets were faster than the intermediates. They tried to stay out on the intermediates because obviously Jeff was already telling us it was going to dry up in like 5 minutes time after we got the message saying that it was like new strategy and pit for wets. And obviously in Monaco, I think they thought that the drivers on wets wouldn't be able to catch them quick enough till when the inters came back on. Do you know what I mean? So they thought the inters were going to come back into play at the end, which they did. But yeah, they were obviously trying to keep track position. It was treacherous, like on inters. I don't know how they did it. I came in for wets, and it was a safety car, so you didn't really lose anything.
But they did manage to get saved a little bit later on. But before we get to that, I think you were just behind as Master Swain attempted to make his comeback into the fray. He was behind Gunhead going through the tunnel, and Gunhead was obviously on the intermediate tyres, and Swain was on the superior at the time, wets. But unfortunately, that led to a crash in the tunnel. Now, we've seen plenty of crashes in the tunnel before, and I'm guessing it's... it is. Did you get a good view of it? Because I think you were like 3 cars behind, weren't you?
I don't recall seeing it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. We'll leave that then. And then obviously everyone then returned into the pits. Safety car came out again a couple of laps later. And then at this point, Stracker, who had I think it was a 12, maybe 13 second lead on Binary at that point, didn't have that gap anymore, and he would never have been Binary would never have been able to catch him. But a couple of laps after the safety car had come in for the last time, Inter's definitely started seeming to be the best tyre.
What do you mean at the end of the race?
Yeah, at the end of the race.
Yeah, the Inters came back on. Probably around lap 32, lap 33 was the crossover. So yeah, the wets went completely off at that point. I mean, you could keep them. Obviously, if you went off onto the wet track, you could keep them cool enough to run them. But it wasn't wet enough at that point. But there wasn't that many laps left, and like I say, Monaco, you can keep people behind you even if you're on the wrong tyre.
Yeah, just plant them into the wall. I didn't say that. Singapore's next. Stracker, after Stracker taking his first victory in F1, how do you think this one's going to run down? And obviously now Binary has reduced the lead to 27 points to Swain. Do you think Binary's now got the incentive to catch back up?
Yeah, I think now Binary sees that he might be able to win a title in the league that he belongs in, he will start turning up to more races. But as far as Singapore goes, I would still back Master Swain to be the fastest driver out on track.
How do you feel for yourself? How do you think that one's going to run down for you?
So I think I can get points in Singapore. I'm not bad at Singapore. Not as many incidents happen in Singapore as obviously in Monaco, and I did take advantage this weekend in Monaco to get a good position. But I hope to be in the points. I might not start top 10 like I did in Monaco, but I'd hope to be finishing in the top 10.
Fair enough. Well, and is that saying Swain's going to be the fastest on track? Is that going to say that he's going to take victory? Or do you have a prediction for victory?
Yeah, my prediction would be for Swain to win this weekend.
Okay, Mr. Tazo, are you back?
Kind of, yeah. I'm going to keep my mic on mute when I'm not talking.
Okay, I was going to say, are you? Have you got a prediction for this weekend's F1 race?
I agree.
Master Swain?
I agree, I think Swain.
Okay. And considering this is the league I really should know about, it's the league I've got the most confusion about who's going to win. I'm going to go with Light Shock, though.
Okay.
I'd put Light Shock second. Yeah. I think Light Shock can beat Binary, but I think Swain, from past knowledge, will win the Singapore Grand Prix.
Fair enough. Well, Taz, I'll let you do the 5 Faces of Hell, and then...
I'm not doing it.
Yes, you are.
No, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, go on. Give the people what they want.
Right. Fuck's sake.
That took a lot of convincing, eh?
Oh, God. Mark Webber. Jolyon Palmer. Now. Nick Heidfeld. Heikki Kovalainen.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. Can I just do 4? 'Cause I can't be arsed.
Come on.
What to say for you?
Come on, you're so close.
Yeah, but I can't even put a name to any feature of the picture. Lewis Hamilton. I can't be arsed.
Oh, I can tell you one thing. Lewis Hamilton. I don't think he's there. No, okay. I'll be honest with you. Out of the 5, how many do you think you've got?
2.
2 is correct.
Wait, which ones did I get?
Many have
No,
tried fingers, many more
No,
have failed.
don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're giving it away. Can you tell me after?
I could, but I'm not gonna.
I don't want to play this fucking game again.
Oh,
It was the same when we did it earlier on this year. You know, you're like, oh, can you tell me which ones I got right? And every week without fail, I would literally not tell you. Gareth doesn't even fucking know.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know. I think I've got an idea, maybe 3 out of 5, even though I know people have got 4 out of 5 right. But I've forgotten the answers. But yeah, okay. 2 out of 5 is good, Pingers. 2 out of 5 is good.
That's a PB for him, to be fair.
It is. But I really want to know that I got the 2 right that I think I got right. But I'm never going to know. I guess I'll have to tune in next week.
Yeah. Yes, you will.
and on that bombshell, we will finish the stream a little bit later than usual, but it's all good fun. It's probably because of my phone call to start with, but all is fine. Don't forget to catch many streams throughout the week that we do. Probably on more on our social channels. However, racing channels, I know there's going to be XFR races on Friday. Saturday, we've got the SFR race with Lightshock. I say our very own Lightshock, but TES Lightshock is commentary on that one. I believe with Sloppy Cop as well. And I've heard a couple of those two in the past, or from earlier in this season, I guess. And they turn out to be a really good duo there. So always a good one when those two are around. And then it's our very own showcase, grand tour, whatever you want to call it, on Sunday with the Singapore Grand Prix with myself and Ollie for the F1 race. And we would love to see you there. But for now, we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.